this evening. I appreciate your time on this.
It's good to be with you, Ed.
Nothing is more important in America than the right and the power to vote. How disturbed, or are you disturbed, by the comments made by Justice Scalia today?
I'm extremely disturbed, Ed, but not surprised. I think, when I listen to Justice Scalia, he seems to have forgotten the very Constitution that he is supposed to uphold. And that Constitution gives the citizens of this country the right to vote. It's not some type of entitlement. It's a right to vote. And we have a right to vote, and we have a right to have our votes counted. And clearly, when he talks that entitlement stuff, that is far, far off to the right. And clearly, what he's trying to do is trying to figure out a way to do away with Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. But I can tell you, Ed, I don't think that's going to happen. But when you listen to the questions and the discussions that happened today in the Supreme Court, I can tell you as a lawyer, it does concern me where the court is going, particularly when we have Justice Roberts questioning whether the Congress should be making these decisions. So basically what they were saying was, well, the Congress, although we are elected by the people, perhaps we should not be the ones to make the decisions on the reauthorizations of the Voting Rights Act, and perhaps 9 justices who have not been elected to anything should have that the right. And it just concerns me.
That is a very profound point. They would rather have an appointed body make the decisions on voting rights instead of an elected body?
Isn't that amazing?
I find that utterly amazing. I mean, their ideology, they're wearing it right on their sleeve, right out in the open. I mean, I think it is terribly misguided to think that there's no longer any discrimination over voting rights in this country. Just look at the last election.
And let me tell you something, Ed. As you know, in the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, I'm ranking member, and we've done quite a bit of investigating with regard to True to Vote and some of these organizations that have tried to prevent people from voting. Of course, you just talked about the efforts to have stricter voter ID laws, and then doing away with early voting and things of that nature.
Isn't that what it's about, Congressman? They want to get the feds out of the way.
That's exactly right.
They want to have their own set of voting registration laws. They want to make it as tough as it possibly can on any individual that they really don't want to see vote when it comes to registration. What else could it be?
That's exactly right, Ed. And the fact, Ed, is this. They know that America simply is not buying their philosophy. And so what they do, they say to themselves, let's make sure that people are not able to vote. And to be frank with you, I think it's one of the most unpatriotic things I've ever heard of. Here we are going around the world giving our blood, sweat, and treasure to defend democracies, to make sure people are able to vote, sending monitors, Ed, into other countries. And in our country, in this country, we've got people standing in line 5, 6, or 7 hours. Matter of fact, we just held a forum, our committee held a forum in Virginia, in Congressman Connolly's district, where we had people telling us, testifying, that they stood in line for 5 and 6 hours trying to vote.
And they don't want to remedy that, it seems like. It is amazing what's unfolding in the Supreme Court. And quickly, how do you think they'll rule? Do you think they'll strike it down, Section 5?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, I don't think so. I think it's too important. Keep in mind, Ed, we just reauthorized it in 2006. It was 98-0 in the Senate and 390 to 38 in the House. You can't just do away with that.
Scalia says it's the name of the bill. I mean, who would vote against that? The Voting Rights Act. I mean, that's how simplified it's gotten with them. Congressman, great to have you with us tonight. I really appreciate it.